Now, let's think about this whole, let's think about this whole COVID panic. The fact of the matter is, when this was a thing, it wasn't the disease that ended up killing a lot of people. It was what they put into us that killed a bunch of people. It was the stuff it was the medication. They had the poison, they got the remedy. So, they offer a problem, and then once we inevitably go towards that rat poison solution, they kill us. Now, it's theorized, not just theorized, there's actual documentation, which we don't have time to get into. With this medication that they've offered, that they put inside of us, into our veins. Yeah, YouTube's fun, isn't it? This stuff that they put inside of our veins, the interesting thing about it is it has like this nanotechnology, and it modifies our DNA. Well, a lot of this theory supposes, with these patents that they have, that they can use this to actually manufacture. In fact, there's already diseases that they put inside of our bodies. And when the time comes, they can release these using signals from like towers, like Wi-Fi towers, for instance. So I'm just saying, if we want to be concerned about one big thing when worrying about depopulation, we should probably be concerned about these towers and a lot of this technology that they're going to kill us off with. There are a lot of people worried about war and nuclear war and other things. That's definitely a concern too. But the fact of the matter is, I think the biggest thing we have to worry about is what they've put inside of us and this new pandemic. Right now, there was an article released about a day ago that I was looking at. They're trying to start a whole scare up all over again about what they call Disease X, which they're warning us will be 20 times more deadly than the COVID, than the whole, COVID panic. That's what I'm going to call it. Even though they sort of let you say that on YouTube now, so hopefully that's fine. But I want to use that term because a lot of people use these other terms. COVID panic is what it is. People were scared. They ran to the government for help. The government was there waiting with the poison. So, they want to start this all up again, but this time, it might actually be deadly. It might actually be real, and it might be the stuff that they already put inside people. And this stuff which they can put inside people, it can also be taken orally too. It doesn't have to be given the way that it was given. So I would be concerned either way. It's worse if they put it into you that way. But it doesn't have to be. A lot of people might have the disease which they'll use to kill most of the population. Good luck surviving this if they do what I think they're going to do with it. I would be most concerned at this point with these cell phone towers that they have. I'd be very worried about those. This one was shocking to me. Not really shocking. This doesn't shock me anymore. But just how blatant this was. This reminded me of something. And we might watch this if we have some time at the end. I sort of want to watch it with you guys. So here, what was this one? I'll put the link for this in the description. I think this book was written in 1972. I think it's called Population and something. But it will be in the description after this video is released. He proposes having what he calls a morality lottery. Well, what is a morality lottery? Let's find out. The draft commends itself as an appropriate model. Through history, military conscription has been the most effective means for increasing the death rate. The recently adopted National Draft Lottery, because of the objectivity of its random selection, is eminently well qualified as a prototype. So that's what they're announcing. We are proposing an international mortality lottery. So, where is this mortality lottery going to be? It's going to be globally. It's not just the US. This is a global group of people, a global elite who want to kill us off. The vulnerable years would begin at age 30 instead of 19 as in the draft lottery. So 30 is when they start considering you as sort of useless to them. You know, you don't have that physical strength anymore. You're basically becoming useless. Let's kill you off after that. From age 30 to 40, each Earth inhabitant would be in a lottery pool, and each year 5% of those in the pool would be drawn. So over 10 years, or over a 10-year period, an individual would have a 50-50 chance of immediate extermination. Wow, what a fun game to play. Who wants to be on the mortality lottery game show, everybody? Come on, give it a cheer. Yeah, no, I don't think so. No, they want to make this like a fun little game show. They want to get us all in this big lottery, you know, sort of like Hunger Games, for instance. No, they wrote a book about this, and there's a little movie for this that they made us watch in school, by the way, as if this was some little fun, what was that show? This is a little fun Twilight Zone episode, everybody. You know, this is just a theory, a mortality lottery. What if it was this? How inhuman is it? Ha ha ha, this is what we're planning. They indoctrinate children with this sort of crap. What's another thing that they made you read in school? They made us read The Dangerous Game, a game where the elite hunt humans. And then they act like that's a tee-hee funny, oh no, this is just satirical, there's no, that's what they're doing. They're hunting humans. They do that. They actually hunt humans. They actually want a mortality lottery. So, you have 10 years, every year a 5% chance. At the end of it, between the age of 30 and 40, you have a 50-50 chance of living or dying. Now, they might not actually do this. This is just one of their proposals. The fact of the matter is, I think it could be worse, and I do think it will be worse. But the fact of the matter is that they're going to, like, promote something as ridiculous as this, that they're going to suggest this in our faces, but people don't read anymore, so people don't need to know about these things. That's why I do these videos, because people don't read anymore. I try to find what I can find, and yeah. So, you know, I got a quote from this book, and then I started looking through it, and I highlighted a bunch of this part because this part was shocking. Of course, as with any plan, there should be exceptions. First, an individual selected for extermination should have the right to substitute one of his children for himself. What was that? An individual selected for extermination should have the right to substitute one of his children. What a sick parent. How disgusting. This is what pissed me off the most about this. They not only want you to be involved in this lottery, but if you're going to die between the age of 30 and 40, well, you have the chance to offer up your child as a sacrifice so that you have the right to live. That is just disgusting. And honestly, if anyone offers up their children, that's just as disgusting as complying with this. But it's sick. And then going beyond that, he says, this option should be encouraged by a substantial, what is that? Oh, okay. This option should be encouraged by a substantial monetary incentive because it would terminate a life prior to its reproductive years. Oh, how lovely is that? They want to kill off your children before they're able to reproduce because, well, it will eliminate the potential for more life. They don't want us around. They don't have a use for us anymore because machines have taken our place. They don't even have use for the people coming into the country that they keep bringing in because guess what? They're just as useless. The only reason they bring them here is to cause conflict because people are meant to be with their group with a sense of community. The fact that they're doing this is to destroy that sense of community and our sense of morality and our sense of togetherness and family. They've basically exterminated our sense of collective family as they had our sense of actual family. People are so individualized and atomized that they don't even care about this anymore. That's why they're doing all of this. They want us dead. The fact of the matter is, it's going to be the machines that replace us in the end. Where were we at? Yeah, so. And yeah, just to comment on that again, just the fact that they want you to offer up your child as a sacrifice to have the right to live. Like, that's just amazingly disgusting. And I have no words for it. And the population reducing effects would be more than double those of the regular plan. Second, following American Civil War draft practice, an individual should be allowed to remove himself from the lottery pool, either by paying a large set fee to the lottery control agency or by hiring a substitute to take his place in the lottery. Certainly, as this exception would favor the rich, it would automatically favor the most worthy to live and to contribute to civilization. Hold up. So, fact of the matter is, you notice how they always want to complain about the poor and warn us about the poor and, oh, how we need to help the poor and we need to give them all of these social programs. Sort of seems like they don't care about the poor a whole lot because he wants to favor the rich. He wants this to be like if you pay them some money, a bunch of money, more money than you'll probably ever see in your life, then you can actually avoid this. So you have a 50-50 chance of living, but if you're rich, that's a 100% chance now. So the only people who will live are the people who are going to perpetuate these types of sick plans, which Bertrand Russell said is going to basically be its own separate species from the rest of humanity. The separate species which governs the ruling class. Those are the people they want to keep alive. So the only way you'll live is if you have a bunch of money, more money than you'll ever see, because the money you're using is to support, is to barely stay afloat and live as it is. Then he continues, those exterminated by the that's the International Mortality Lottery. Those exterminated by the International Mortality Lottery could be promptly converted into organic fertilizer to be sold. This is also funny because they are also making robots which turn people into fertilizer and can actually consume the fertilizer that they make to live, or to power themselves. They're actually working on that technology, and that's a whole other topic for another time. Like I said, this video is basically just going to be a bunch of micro topics that we're compiling together to get a picture of what they're doing to us. But yeah, they want to make us fertilizer to be sold. The United States would surely be the principal buyer. Its wealth would guarantee that a high proportion of its citizenry would buy exemptions from the lottery. Consequently, this country would maintain a large consumer population in spite of the lottery, and this population will need organic fertilizer.